Welcome back to Kingshot Chronicles, everybody. We have Generation 5 heroes coming out soon. Generation 5 heroes come out when your kingdom is roughly 270 to 280 days. And they, as you guys all know, the newer generation heroes that come out, the stronger they get. These heroes in particular will get you 444% attack and defense boost at 5 stars. Compared to Generation 1 heroes, they are, almost double? Give me 1 second. Let me put my DND on. Too many notifications. So, they are almost double the damage and defense compared to Gen 1 heroes. If this isn't a good indication of what you guys already probably know, heroes themselves, after a period of time, the value depreciates. But it is good to have a strategy. So let's go over Generation 5 real quick before diving deeper into a comparison between them and Generation 4. So first we have the Archer hero, Vivian. Now, as you guys can see right here, Vivian, her conquest attack. Conquest doesn't really matter for me. I do conquest skills just for like the mithril in arena. So they're not that crazy, but let's go over them if you want to switch her out. I'm currently using Marlin in one of my conquest arena setups, but the AoE damage, 252%. You get the Lucky Strike. That's another conquest. Conquest, 140% damage with a 50% chance of dealing double damage. You get the Priceless Shot, 49% damage per second, within range for 3 seconds. This is what matters the most. Expedition. You have the Crouching Tiger. All squad attack increase enemy damage taken by 25%. It's kind of similar to increasing your own attack damage by 25%. Just different wordplay over there. Again, these are all at 5 star. You have the Focus Fire, granting all squads extra 100% attack every 4 attacks. And then you have your 15% damage for the next attack received. And you have the Trap of Greed, equips for her archers with custom coin traps, dealing 60% extra damage to all enemies on the next attack for every 4 attacks. And then you have Long Fei. Long Fei is the infantry hero. So if we continue the trend, infantry should be the next, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not 100% sure now, but infantry should be the next hero that comes out in roulette. So keep that in mind. You can get Long Fei with gems. In Conquest, Ambrosia, Long Fei becomes one with the battlefield upon drinking his signature Ambrosia, gaining 120% attack speed above and beyond. Reduces damage by 60% when the health is under 50%. And Mountain Mover gains 48% attack when the health is low. So you can tell these are pretty cool stats. I guess Expedition, what matters the most? Mighty Paragon. Long Fei's Courage in the Teeth. I'm not going to even read it for you guys. Reducing damage by all squads of 50%. So that's pretty good. Celestial Sustenance, increasing total squad's defense by 25%. Again, I'm not diving deep in it. I'm just showing you guys for those who haven't taken a look yourself. Art of War, granting all squads attack a 25% chance of dealing 200% damage. These are all at 5 stars. Let's go to Thrud. Thrud is the Cavalry class. Now, since I am running a Gen 3 hero for Cavalry, I didn't get Margit. I am still using Petra. I will most likely use my General Shards for her. But let's take a look. Am I going to or not? You have the Conquest Axe Flurry, 4% AoE. I love heroes with AoE. They deal a lot more depending on specific what the specific skill is. Brutal Throw, dealing attack 70% damage within range. Feast of the Pack, increasing all squads attack by 5%. Now you have the Expedition, the main things. Battle Hunger reduces damage taken by 15%, helping out the infantry and archers. And increasing the damage dealt by 15%. Reckless Charge, no plans, just finesse. Thrud's Cavalry has a 20% chance of dealing 100% extra damage to all enemies on attack. So first skill helps out the infantry and archers. Second is helping out the cavalry. And the Ancestral Guidance guides for every 4 attacks made by cavalry. All squads damage dealt is increased by 25%. Damage taken is reduced by 25% for 2 turns. Now that is Thrud. So should you get them or should you not? Let's compare. Let's do a comparison between each of the heroes. Since we are talking about Thrud, Thrud. Should you get them or not? My general consensus has always been, if you're not a whale, you're somewhat not free to play, but a mid to low spender. Should you be going after the newest heroes as opposed to older heroes? I personally am not going to do that. For example, I have, give me 1 second. So perfect. I have Rosa and Alcar from Gen 4 in my lineup right now. As you guys can see, I have Petra here, Gen 3. So which ones am I going to get? I'm probably going to get just the Petra, while also, if it's actually true, if we are going to get the infantry hero in Hero Roulette, I'm probably going to get her just because. Eventually I'll use her as the main lineup. But I don't think I'm taking away Rosa, just because I have her pretty good right now. But let us compare Gen 5 to Gen 4. So, Cavalry. Margaret has a few good skills. Where is she? Margaret has a few good skills. The analysis would be, if I were to get the new one, or keep, well, I don't even have her, but should you get the new one? So Margaret, she has a very strong burst potential with ambush. Thrud is more consistent with AoE and utility. Thrud's Feast of the Pack and Ancestral Guide helps with the survivability. It gives team-wide buffs and mitigation. So Margaret, on the other hand, just pretty much relies more on the parry, which is the dodge and the burst. The expedition-wise, both are pretty strong, but Thrud has the extra synergy in mixed comps because she buffs and pretty much provides utility to non-cavalry when she attacks. Like what we spoke about, the archer in the very first skill, her archer and infantry boosts. So should you actually get her? There's not that big of a difference if you already have Margaret on your lineup. But if you have any other like older season heroes in your lineup like I do, it's probably a good idea to get her. I love the fact that she helps out the archers and infantry as well. It makes her a lot more versatile. Now, Long Fei as opposed to Alcar. Where's Alcar? Let me bring him up. Am I personally going to do it? Oh, showed you the gear by mistake. I will do a separate video on that. But am I going to switch Alcar? Probably not. He is a Season 4 hero. I put in a pretty good amount in him already. It's not that big of a difference. So Long Fei, he has a big recovery component. If his recovery drops, HP drops below 50%, a few what was it, above and beyond and mountain mover kicks in. That's good. The damage potential, what was it? The Art of War, Long Fei, he can give you 200% damage, which is a pretty big spike. Alcar's Bone Shatter increases enemy damage taken, so that can be comparable to Long Fei's. Overall, team support-wise, Alcar is more team protector, good buffer, good for defensive comps. Long Fei is more of a self-reliant hero, but also scales hard under pressure, going back to the less than 50%. Am I going to switch from Alcar to Long Fei? Unfortunately, not right away. Again, if Long Fei is on the roulette, then I will slowly build him up, but I'm not going to switch him to my main rally. And then you have Vivian. I love Rosa. Rosa's awesome. But Vivian versus Rosa. Am I going to switch her out? No, probably not. Most likely not. Gen 4 to Gen 5, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, the attack and defense, if you take a look at that, 370 to 444. I don't know why they did 444. But am I going to switch her out just because I love Rosa? No, probably not. I'm not going to switch her out probably until season 7. Okay, so Vivian, she has a very high attack and strong damage over time. The priceless shot plus the burst potential, the lucky strike. Rosa's Flutterfang is bursty too, but less about sustained DPS. Utility and debuff. Rosa brings utility. She cleans debuffs, provides debuff immunity to squads, and cripples enemy healing plus attack speed. Vivian also has utility, slow damage, and amplification via focus fire, but more focused on damage rather than protection. So scaling in, if you want to look at the expedition portion, the Vivian's trap mechanic and focus fire can make her devastating in long fights. So longer fights where you have to go 4 or 5 rounds, that's when Vivian's her abilities pretty much shine. Rosa's Chaos Gambit can swing big, and her Golden Rhythm helps archer squads strongly. So go for Vivian if you want high DPS archer with good scaling and burst potential. Rosa, keep her if you want control utility and debuff immunity for your team. I'm not going to switch Rosa. I'm going to keep her. That is my quick, I don't want to keep this as like a 10-minute video for you guys, but that is my quick little comparison. Are you going to switch or not? Completely up to you, but keep in mind, newer seasons are going to come out. Unless you guys are grossly behind, then I wouldn't switch. If you, then I would switch. If you guys have Gen 4, Gen 3 heroes, Gen 3, probably switch it over. Take advantage of the hero roulette. But besides that, keep on king shotting. Okay, bye.